Hello guys and welcome to SteveKnows, the place where you can get a dose of Oculus Quest news with additional bits around the VR industry. Games, news and reviews. Be sure to check out the Instagram and Twitter so you can be part of an amazing community and get the latest updates as soon as possible. Also guys, if you're interested in winning 2 months free Viveport Infinity if you now have a virtual reality headset or the Oculus link, simply subscribe and comment down below that you want it. Just a shout out to Never there who donated this for a giveaway for the channel. Thank you my friend. So without further ado, let's dive into our first of many VR stories. Adobe have bought some Oculus VR software. So first off, let's talk about Adobe purchasing Oculus software called Medium that allows developers to create 3D models and design in-game assets in an immersive VR environment. So Adobe have a huge suite behind them as well, such as Premiere Pro for film editing, After Effects for special effects and overlays, Photoshop, I'm sure many of you know that too. Adobe are now enabling you to be creative in the VR realm, which long term is going to be potentially beneficial to all of us. You'll be able to create your assets in a 3D space, actually visualize what it's going to look like without having to manage vectors and polygons. So using this to create in-game content sounds really exciting for the future VR development. The application does only work exclusively with the Rift platform, so I'm not sure if they're going to change this at the moment. Alongside this as well, in November, Adobe announced that they had just purchased Aero, an augmented reality platform, so it seems Adobe are pushing for mixed reality as well, in preparation for the future, as after this year there have been many signs that virtual reality could be the real deal within the next 5 years. Exciting times guys. Next is about BEATSABER and CROSSBUY. This is an update on the recent acquisition of Oculus buying Beat Games, the studio that brought us BEATSABER. It was already stated that they will not be making this game an exclusive on the Oculus platform, but they will be looking at providing Oculus owners with extra exclusive content such as song packs. What many people were wondering though is, now this title is owned by Oculus, will it become a CROSSBUY title for the platform? So this is very common for Oculus owned releases. If you have an Oculus Quest or the Rift, you can buy the Oculus title and be able to play it on either platform. But this is not going to be the case. Beat Games did tweet letting everybody know that they do not plan on allowing this. However, the song packs will be CROSSBUY, and that's really interesting. This seems to be a common theme. We've seen it with Arizona as well. The DLC is CROSSBUY, but the title is not. Next, an update about radial-g getting a multiplayer mode on the Quest. If you're a regular here on the channel, you may have seen that I posted some gameplay of the radial-g Proteus for the Oculus Quest, and it was a single player experience. The game is incredibly fast paced, you defy gravity and race around space. This is not for the faint-hearted. So a future update will be occurring after the game's release that will enable multiplayer mode, which is needed because online makes racing titles much more competitive and exciting. They're expecting this release early 2020. This update will also include additional tracks for you to enjoy, an extended single player campaign, 3 more ships to unlock and a boss fight mode. Oh, we do love free post-launch content. The next one is Boneworks is out. This is just a slip in, but Boneworks hits VR today on the 10th of December at 6 PM in the UK. So just after we finish work, it will be waiting. This title provides us with the next generation physics and interactions in virtual reality that haven't been so common. It's just adding another great title to the VR catalogue in this year end. If you guys are watching this at the point of it being released and you've already played it, please let me know what you think. Next is there is a Steam and side quest calorie tracker. This one I want to make people aware of because if you're like me and you work full time, have additional commitments, and finding time to exercise and stay healthy is actually difficult without adding even more onto your day. And with Christmas coming up and New Year's resolutions coming out, with people wanting to be in better shape or want to lose some weight, and everyone's filling up the gyms for the first week of January before we all fall back into our habits. So let's take a different approach, and here is a calorie counter application that's available on Steam VR and the Oculus Quest via side quests called Your. The official full release of the application for VR is coming 2020, likely early 2020 as they know people's game plan. When this is running, you'll have an in-game dashboard showing you statistics like what you've burnt for the day, what your goal is, and things like that. So I wanted to throw this out there because I know it can help motivate people when you're doing something you love and benefiting from it. So let's give a whole new meaning to GamerBod. Next, the biggest one, Oculus hand tracking is now available on a rolling update. So unfortunately I don't have the update as of yet, but it was brought to my attention by Gamertag VR. Check his channel, he does amazing streams and is always on the forefront of the latest game releases, and an all-round great guy, link in the description. So version 12 of the Oculus Quest firmware is being released on a rolling basis. Some of you may already have it, but I don't. So if you do have it, just update your headset and go to the experimental features and hand tracking can be enabled. The hand tracking can then be used to operate applications, but not in games. This is something developers have to enable, so don't expect too many games in the early days of its release to be making use of this. So to switch between the touch controllers and hand tracking, you can toggle the button on the home screen, which you may have seen in my older news videos. So happy days, I can't wait to try this out, and if you're lucky enough to get the update, let me know how it is. So this segment is where I want to talk about something that VR is doing for good. So VR is being used to treat a variety of conditions. So this platform we all adore, where we can game and experience things that would not be humanly possible or very unlikely without getting into serious trouble, is being used for many other applications, and some of which are the human condition. It's things like this where it's not just about gaming, the business applications of this platform that makes it truly special. So the first is, it's being used to research addiction. It's known that memories and experiences trigger cravings in addicts that cause them to relapse. So with the use of virtual reality to induce emotion and memories in these VR experiences, researchers have been able to target specific triggers of the brain and monitor behaviors that could help specialize their work into helping people recover from drug addiction. It's also being used to treat severe pain. I recently saw a woman giving birth with a VR headset on to ease the pain and take her out of the moment. And recently a study was done with 59 people who were made to wear a VR headset and watch poetry readings and guided relaxation videos during a pain test, and the results of which saw a 4 times reduction in pain. So next time you burn yourself from ironing, put on your VR headset, you'll be okay. It's also being used for Parkinson's disease. This is a disease that attacks your central nervous system, so sufferers of this have to train to be able to actually move their bodies in such a way where they can function in their day-to-day lives. And a study of Parkinson's sufferers showed significant improvement over those that didn't use virtual reality in navigating obstacles due to the physical nature and 3D space of virtual reality. So that's it from me today, guys. Some nice little virtual reality updates and an amazing announcement of the Oculus hand tracking. I cannot wait to try it. So stick around for next time. Happy gaming, guys. Good day.